I had the opportunity to sit down with my great friend Tisha Janigian, an incredible broker here in the LA area. Tisha is going to explain to us in detail what it takes to earn that real estate broker's license. She's going to share with us how her brokerage is giving back to the community. And last but not least, she's going to share with us what it takes to be an incredible leader when opening up a brokerage. Listen, you don't want to miss this one. Okay, Tisha, listen, thank you so much for being here. Now, from last we spoke, not only did you get your broker's license, but you opened up your own boutique. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for being here and sharing this information with us. The question, though, is how does somebody become a broker, get the broker's license, after getting the real estate license?
Okay, yeah. After you get your real estate license, you can sign up for the broker's exam, but you have to be at least 18 years of age.
Okay.
You have to be a resident of the state.
Got it.
And you have to have no criminal record.
Got it. So you had your real estate license.
I did.
Right? And then you said, you know what? I think I'm going to go for gold. I'm going to just go to the next level and get that broker's license.
Yes.
So how many classes do you have to take to get your broker's license?
I had to take 3 classes with that as well.
Okay.
And I had to sign up for the specific exam. So it is 2.5 hour sessions. It's grueling.
The exam is.
Yeah, the exam.
Well, let's back up. Let's talk about the actual classes. What kind of classes do you have to take for your broker's license?
So it's similar. Just it's a little bit up from what you need for your real estate agent, the realtors.
Is it intense?
It is intense.
Tell us the truth. Is it like intense?
Yes. So it's a lot. It's in real estate law. It's financing, contracts, property management, property ownership, transfer of property, valuations, and market analysis. So there's a lot of different things you need to take. You actually need to take 8 classes to get your broker's license. You have to do the basics. So the real estate practice, the legal aspects, finance, appraisal, economics, and then you have your choice of 3 from another list that you have to pass before you can become a broker. Then you submit them to the Department of Real Estate, much like when you are becoming an agent.
Got it.
And then you get your exam date.
Do you remember the day you took the broker's license?
I do.
Yeah? How was it?
It was terrifying.
Really?
I had prepared, I had studied, I did, a crash course. I was just making sure I was ready. I had notes. I had been just studying and preparing forever.
Sounds like you were on a mission.
I was on a mission.
So let's talk about your mission while you were studying. What did you do to prepare for this broker's license?
Lots of studying. Just reviewing. No, I made notes. Like for me, I'm a note taker. I like to review that. And I also knew during the exam that there would be a break, a lunch break, because it's 2.5 hour sessions. So I wanted to have some quick review notes to go to. But the other thing I realized I wanted to mention, to become a broker too, you don't always have to be an agent first. So you can also have a degree in real estate. If you have a minor or a major with an accredited college or university, you can take a broker's exam.
Tisha, let's slow down there. I like this. I like where you're going with this. So you don't really need, I guess an option is you don't need a real estate license to get your broker's license.
Not always.
Let's make sure we hit this right on the head.
Yes.
How can that happen?
Yeah, I know.
Let's do that again.
Right, exactly. So you can qualify to take your broker's exam if you have a minor or a major in real estate with a 4-year college or university.
Got it.
So an accredited college or university. The other thing is if you have real estate experience even in another country, or you're an agent or a property manager or something of that effect for at least 2 years, you can also qualify to take your broker's exam. So for me, I did real estate part-time for 4 years, but you can take it if you're full-time in real estate for 2 years. So there's a couple of different options about when you want to do it. I was working full-time and I was doing real estate part-time, and I was preparing to open my nonprofit and get that all going, all based on what I went through when I got divorced. So that was my mission. I knew long-term where I was heading, and I just was taking the steps to make sure I get there.
Good. So it sounds like you went through the traditional approach,
yes,
which is getting a real estate license.
Yeah, most do.
Getting your 3 certificates for your real estate license,
yes,
passing the real estate license exam.
Yes.
Then you go into the brokerage side and you decided to take the 3 classes for the broker's license.
Yes.
Pass
yes,
your broker's license, and then you open up your beautiful boutique.
Yes.
Before we get to your beautiful real estate brokerage, what I want to do is this. I want to talk about the 3 types of broker's license that there are.
Right.
Am I correct?
Well, it's not the license designation, it's what you choose to do with it.
Got it.
So when you have your broker's license, you can be an associate broker where you work under a broker. You usually don't have a team. So then there's a managing broker who does a lot of the training and hiring of agents and runs the office for the broker. Then you can be a designated broker who basically does the training and mentors your agents and makes sure they stay within the laws for the state and national laws and are in compliance. And that's what I am.
You're a designated broker. So I'm assuming that means, of course, that you have other real estate agents or realtors who work with or under you?
Yes.
How does that work?
And you don't have to if you're a designated broker. I chose to. I knew I wanted to grow a team. I wanted to teach people about real estate and mentor them because I love this field. It's an amazing job. It's a lot of fun. And I know we talked about that with our first interview, about that goosebumps feeling, and how great it is when you find someone that perfect home for them.
What are the advantages of being your own broker?
So you get a percentage of everything that your team brings in. So I take that and then we give another percentage to the nonprofit. So that way we can be self-sustaining down the line between that and the boutique that we opened.
But a typical broker like yourself, let's assume I walk in and say, hello, Tisha, can I work with She Has Hope LA? Of course you would say absolutely. And then, because I'm such a great realtor. And then, so every time I close a deal, I go out there door knocking, I do all the hard work, I hit the pavement and I take care of my business.
Yes.
And I get a listing and I close the deal for $1 million.
Yeah.
And then I would probably get in the balanced market, say 3% of that price. That would be $30,000.
Yeah.
What do I have to give to my broker? In this case, it would be you, typically.
Right. So it depends. It depends on your experience. So we kind of look at a few different factors. So we would discuss that during the interview and kind of come to an agreement. But basically, it's going to be a small percentage of theirs. It's not. I choose not to take too big of a percentage because I want them to live and have a good income coming from what they did because they did the work. What I do, I take on the risk as the broker because I need to make sure that they're staying in compliance with all the laws. And I train them, I mentor them, and I make sure, and sometimes I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be feeding them business.
Right.
So that's a lot of beautiful things for them. They can just go out and do their job. I kind of take care of everything else and make sure we're staying within all the guidelines and take on the risk and pay the insurance and all that other jazz. So.
Okay, cool. So that's twofold. Let's talk about that real quick. So you get a small portion, a small piece of the pie of my huge pie.
Right.
We'll get a small piece of it. But if you have several agents working in your brokerage, that small piece of pie from each pie can be could be a lot.
That's
one of the advantages of broker.
It is.
Now, at the same time, it sounds great, but you brought up a good point. You brought up risk.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the risks.
Right.
What are you responsible for? What are you accountable for if something is to go wrong?
That they need to stay within the state and national laws. So I make sure that they're realtors, that we're in compliance, they do their code of ethics, and we discuss things. So I also make sure that all of them use a transaction coordinator because I like to have them cross their T's and dot their I's. I want to make sure that we're doing everything the right way. So that's part of the risk. So I pay for the errors and omissions insurance, I pay for liability insurance, I pay for the rent of the office. So there's a lot of different things that I take on as a broker. But yes, the risk is that I need to make sure they're not doing any funny business. So we talk about the transactions and make sure everything is going
Tisha, you're on it. You're on it. I love it. So listen, I get a lot of students who come to my class, and they're so excited that they almost just want to bypass being a real estate agent. They want to go and become a broker.
Yeah.
And once we discuss the process, and they understand the drawbacks, the accountability, the responsibilities, the leadership involved. Let's talk about leadership skills, because it's not just get your brokerage license and go open up a brand new brokerage.
Right.
There's some leadership skills you have to have in place.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. What kind of leadership skills do you think qualify somebody, or they should have to open up their own place?
For me, I guess it just comes naturally. So I'm like thinking, well, what do you need? But I think it's training, it's encouraging,
That's good, encouraging.
Yeah, making sure that they understand what to do, like following the proper guidelines, right?
Got it.
So that the training, the encouraging, the uplifting, the follow-up, the keeping them accountable, and just giving them goal setting.
Is it stressful?
I don't find it stressful. I really enjoy it.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
What's the best part of being a broker?
Is getting people to enjoy this business as much as I do.
Yeah?
And I love it, and helping them make their first sale. It's just such a great feeling when you hit that first sale, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we all remember the first one,
right, Right. You think they'll never forget you?
I hope not.
Yeah.
The other thing about our brokerage is, and what I make clear is, like I said, I'll take that percent, but a percent of what I take goes back to the nonprofit. So every sale benefits the nonprofit that I founded called She Is Hope LA, which is why we're called She Is Hope Realty.
Got it.
They're affiliated, they're sister companies, basically.
So anybody out there who wants to become a broker, let's go ahead and wrap this up as far as that's concerned. Okay. What's your advice to them? Somebody who's got the real estate license, they went through California Realty training, passed all the three exams, their finals, applied for the state exam, they passed the state exam, they got the real estate license, they're holding it, they love it, they're excited, but they want to take that leap of faith and they want to go for the broker's exam to get that broker's license. What's your recommendation? What's your advice to them?
As we mentioned in our first interview, to do your due diligence,
All right.
to do your homework. So my recommendation is to do a business plan. Look at all the costs and all the risks that are involved. So a business plan, there's a lot of free templates out there. I pass that out frequently to other people. But you kind of want to break down everything that's involved. Are you going to want to have your own office? Are you going to want to work out of your home? Are you going to want to have a team? You're going to want to work alone. So there's different things. And I would recommend, talking to the broker that you're with. They should be able to give you some information, and I'm happy to share everything that they need to know, but they need to learn all the expenses, the insurance, the rent, the liability, all that other stuff.
After all, you are running a business. Where did you come up with that name? She is Hope LA. I love it.
It's an acronym. So a bunch of friends and I had gotten together trying to figure out a great name that would be memorable and that people could think about when they think about single moms. So She is Hope LA is an acronym for Single Moms, Housing and Empowerment, Inspiring Self-Confidence through Hope, Opportunity, Perseverance, and Education in Los Angeles.
Let's see that again, nice and loud and nice and slow. What does She is Hope LA stand for again?
Single Moms, Housing and Empowerment, Inspiring Self-Confidence through Hope, Opportunity, Perseverance, and Education in Los Angeles.
Wow, that's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
So how many agents do you have in your brokerage now?
We currently have 6 agents under me.
Wow, and what do you look for in an agent here at She is Hope LA?
I look for people that are excited about the business, that want to make a difference, that want to do things right and make their clients happy and treat them like family, basically. I treat my team like family and we treat our clients like family. Everything I would look for myself in a house, I share that information with my clients, and I teach my team to do the same.
Now, on a professional level here at She is Hope LA, what kind of sales do you guys take on?
We take on everything related to real estate. So we have residential and commercial sales, land sales, we do leasing, relocating, we help with refinancing, anything you can think of.
How about
property
investors?
management. Investors and property management, yeah.
What are your areas of expertise? What areas do you guys typically work here in the LA County?
It's been residential, property management, relocating. That's been the ones that we've been in land sales. Those are the ones that we've been doing. One of my agents has done a luxury division, so we have that as well. He's got his luxury certification. I'm trying to get each of the agents to have a specific certification. I have the MRP, so I help military and veterans with relocating and buying homes because I want to serve our nation's heroes and make sure they're treated properly.
Let's talk about that. What kind of programs and organizations are you involved with?
I'm trying to get involved with everything. With the Southland Regional Association of Realtors Board. I'm also with the Greater Los Angeles Association of Realtors Board, so I'm an affiliate broker with the one on the west side. I'm with both of the MLSs. I am the president-elect for Women's Council of Realtors Los Angeles, and I was just asked to be the chair of the Equal Opportunity and Housing Commission for the Southland Regional.
Let's talk about the mission of She is Hope LA. What's the mission?
Okay, I founded She is Hope LA to educate and empower single moms starting over in the workplace and provide affordable transitional housing and childcare. All of this is based on when I got divorced in 2012 and I found out how difficult it was to get back on my feet. I had nothing. I had no money, no credit, and no assets. So
Let's stop there.
Yes.
So you felt this situation.
Yeah.
I really want to dive deep for a second. You felt it, you smelt it, you heard it. You went through this experience,
Yeah.
and you were alone at the time, and you wanted, and then you came to a point where you wanted to share this with others.
Absolutely.
You don't want others to give up hope.
No,
Let's
and I
go
don't want
there.
them to go through what I went through. There's a issue with our system, and that's something I'm hoping to fix as well. We really have to take a good look at the welfare system currently for everyone, but especially single moms.
Yeah.
So I found out firsthand that there's a gap over poverty and that the system perpetuates people to stay on it. So I was on food stamps at the time. I was mortified, but I had to because I need to make sure I could feed my 2 sons, which are now both teenagers. And I was looking for full-time work, but I couldn't afford childcare. So then I looked for part-time work and I was told I was overqualified because I had a degree. And I'm like, now what am I gonna do?
Right.
So I ended up finding a job part-time for just a few hours a week, but then my food stamp benefits went down to nothing and I was like, what? I would have made more if I stayed home, but I wouldn't have gotten anywhere with my future. So I started sharing my story with the other parents at the school that I was volunteering at because I spent a lot of time volunteering there since no one was hiring me. I thought where better to be than with my kids. And they helped me, they gave me a hand up instead of a handout.
Now there are probably so many people out there in that same situation.
There are.
So you decided, let me create something special.
Yeah.
Hence the mission,
Yeah.
which again is?
To educate and empower single moms starting over in the workplace and provide affordable transitional housing and childcare.
Good, so you have these realtors working for you, and the majority of them, I would say, experienced something similar to yours.
Yeah, a lot of them have. And actually what's really beautiful is I'm encouraging single moms to become or think about becoming a real estate agent or even in the office environment because it's a flexible position, it's a flexible job, and it's got a great income earning potential. So we spoke to you guys and you've been very kind enough to offer scholarships. So I have four women.
Who's you guys? What do you mean you guys?
California Realty.
California Realty Training?
Yes.
How did we get involved? What do we do?
That's where I took my first classes. I actually tried another school online before I met you guys and heard about you, and I just wasn't getting it. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't sinking. And then I researched and found out about California Realty Training, and I took one of your first classes, and I loved you. I loved your direction. I loved everyone I met, and the classes just resonated with me. They worked for me. How you taught worked, what you taught, and I was able to pass my exam the first time.
Great.
So I'm very thankful.
So how do we get involved now? How does California Realty Training help your brokerage now? I mean,
Yeah.
you were mentioning
Right.
scholarships.
Yes, I refer people to your classes all the time, but some of the single moms can't afford to take these classes. So I spoke to you and your lovely wife, and you were offering.
My lovely wife, Carol Lee.
Carol Lee, yes.
Let's make sure we name drop. I love her dearly. Go ahead.
Yes, of course you do. I love you guys. But yes, Carol Lee and we spoke about possible, scholarship opportunities, and you reviewed it, and you offered 2 every quarter. And I had 4 of my ladies so far have applied, and 2 of them just finished their classes, the other 2 finished, and they're waiting to take their exams. So I can't wait to get them started in this career. It's lovely that California Realty Training does that.
Yeah, we also believe in empowering women, empowering anybody who wants to change in their life.
Right.
And we're just so proud of what you've done so far. It's incredible. I know the future is so bright for you and She is Hope LA.
Yes.
Let me also ask you this. Where does the nonprofit funds go? What do you do with all that?
Everything goes back to, so we have a 3-pronged approach to help these single moms. It's through education, jobs and job training, and housing. So we have a free educational series with expert speakers twice a year, but we're able to access the speakers and the board anytime that they need throughout the year. Then we offer jobs and job training through the boutique that we opened that you see right here. So they're getting customer service, retail, and merchandising experience, or they can learn about real estate and we can get them into that career. If they're not interested in that, we help them with their resume, usually skills-based if they've had no experience in the past, because a lot of them have been at home raising their kids. So we turn around their experience and help them with a resume. We make sure they're ready for interviews, and we'll also try to help find them jobs if they need it. And then the last thing that we need to do is buy an apartment building or a multiplex so we can provide that affordable transitional housing. So what I'm envisioning is that they're all going to be helping each other with childcare in this building, so they know who's watching their children, and that's a safe haven basically. But it'll be a reduced rent so that they can breathe for a year or 2 tenancy while they rebuild their credit and their self-esteem. Because it took me a full year to get credit. I had no credit when I got divorced, and it took me a year of really working hard with a secured credit card and everything else and going through the motions, and that's what we guide them on. So we're saving, right now all the money is going toward the boutique and making sure we can educate these moms, and then we're going to start saving for this building. And once we get this 3-pronged approach up and running between the boutique, the real estate office, and the housing, we're going to take this across the country to every major city.
Incredible. So the boutique, it's kind of interesting, the boutique. Where do you get all your items for the boutique, the actual store for your real estate brokerage? You have a little store here, a little boutique, that you have items and you sell to the public. Where do you get all these items, and how does that work? It's kind of an interesting idea. I dig it. How does that work?
So we're a 501c3, so we're an actual charity nonprofit organization. So people donating this, all the people that we know.
That's a lot of cool stuff in here.
It is a lot of cool stuff. A lot of it, some of it has been from houses that we've sold, and they weren't able to take the items with them, and they weren't able to sell it or whatever, so they donated it to the nonprofit, and we're taking that and reselling it here. It's basically what we've done with this boutique is turned it into a resale store. It's a vintage vibe, kind of a collectible store, but we also offer clothing for women for interviews and for work attire. We also have some new clothes for men, women, and kids. So we're just making sure that they're prepared for jobs. So that's part of this. Eventually, what I'd like to do is have an actual thrift store with a boutique on the side so that they can get the higher end items that they need, and it'll help fund everything, but that they'll get basics with a thrift store, because that's what I needed when I started over. Literally, my kids and I started with 3 suitcases. Everything was in storage in another state. So I had to go to the thrift stores on the dollar days to buy clothing to wear to work and get interviews. So I want to be able to offer that to them. So that's another next step besides that and the housing.
But I love the idea that you get support. People actually donate items, knowing where these items are going towards, empowering people who are going through hard times. That's so neat. I went through the store. I love the store. You got some cool ties in there that I am eyeballing.
So we do let the moms and kids come in, and if they need anything, we take care of them as well. And if they need things that we don't have, we'll do a shout out to our community, and I'm usually able to hook them up with their needs as well. Awesome. So that's what we're doing instead of a thrift store currently. But yeah, everyone's been so generous. We've been I just can't thank our community for the love and support, and can't wait to take this on a bigger scale and help more moms.
Take yourself back when you were having difficult times.
Yeah.
And then picture yourself today. Did you ever expect this?
I knew this is where I wanted to go. I'm excited to be here, and I was talking to my son just a year or so ago. He was saying, Mom, not everyone can make their dreams come true, but you're really doing it. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. So I'm happy to be an example for them, and I want to be that beacon of light for women to know that they can get through this. Because when you're going through a divorce, you just lost yourself. You've lost your self-esteem. You think you're a failure because the marriage didn't work. It depends also on the issues with each marriage is unique, but you just don't feel good about yourself. So we want to uplift these women, let them know that if they chase their dreams, and everyone actually, this is my mission through COVID, chase your dreams, go for it. That's always been my statement. When our first interview, we said, let's just go for it. What would you recommend to people? Yeah. Chase your passions, make it happen. And I think honestly, COVID has done that for a lot of people. It had them rethink what was important in their lives, and they're making their dreams come true. So I'm thrilled to be doing this, and I can't wait to take it on a bigger scale and help more people.
Your face just shines. It's just, oh my God, you're so excited. We talked about the past, we talked about the present. What's your vision for the future? It's a cliche question, but I really want to know. I'm really excited about you for the future. What's the future hold for She is Hope LA and for Tisha?
Like I said earlier, I want to take this across the country because I'm getting calls currently from women across the country that need help. And so what I'm doing is sending them the 3 free ebooks and our resource guide that I've written so that it'll give them an idea that they can use that in their respective cities, because when you're going through this, you're usually in survival mode and you can't think. So I'm getting these calls, and it's usually awkward silence in the beginning, and then I share my story, and they breathe this sigh of relief, and they're like, oh, I'm not alone. It's not just me. And that's my thing. I encourage people to share their stories. So what I want to do is take this on a bigger scale to every major city across the country so we can give them housing, jobs and job training, and teach them real estate, and open a boutique. Just give them the basics and help them get back on their feet.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are a huge impact on people who need this kind of service, and you're there for them. I totally appreciate that. Where can people find you and the boutique and the real estate brokerage?
Okay. Our boutique and She is Hope Realty and boutique is found at 17942 Ventura Boulevard in Encino. We are right between White Oak and Lindley. So we are open every day of the week, but you can always call us at 818-447-7587. You can find us on our websites at sheishopela.org or sheishoperealty.com. So .org is always for the nonprofits. And we're on all the social media platforms at She is Hope Realty or at She is Hope LA.
Fantastic. Congratulations. You deserve all the best.
And thank you for all of your support. I love what you all do.
Thank you.